Welcome back to Let's Play Richard and Alice. I am GeckoClimber and we have just entered the confessional here. And this strange guy here is talking to us. We don't know who he is, we don't know how he came here, and we just need someone to talk to, and I think now it's the right time to do so. There we go. Now I hope you don't mind my asking, but I do prefer to address people by name. You don't have to give me your real one, of course. No, it's okay. I'm Alice. Alice. So tell me, Alice, what would you like to discuss? We'll start with a mysterious man on the other side. Who is he? What is he doing? How did he come here? And where is he going? Who are you? What is your story? If this isn't about faith, are you even a priest? Why do you ask? Funny enough, I have trouble trusting people these days. I'm a man. A survivor, just like you. Sometimes, when it's safe, I take walks by the lake or visit the graveyard. And that's all you do? No capturing or killing or... No. Rest assured, I have no intention of doing anything like that. Not unless I truly have to. There are people who'd have you believe that they truly have to do that every day. They're scum. I hate them all. Oh, but for all our differences, we are all the same, aren't we? We are all just trying to exist for another day. See the sun rise in the morning, then see it set once more. But, survival makes people do terrible things. Terrible is subjective. Of what do you speak? My son and I were held captive in the basement for days. We've been attacked. Just a few weeks ago, some man tried to take him from this very building. My partner was killed by a mob of men who were stealing from us. They took our food. We barely had enough as it was. I think I have a pretty good idea of what terrible means. Would you kill in order to stay alive? What? People are only responsible for their actions for as long as they are in control of a situation, wouldn't you say? I don't... After which point we turn to our instincts to get by. We are but animals, Alice. We do what we need to do. So you'd kill me if, say, we had food and you were hungry. I'd try to reason with you. I'd see if we could trade. Most of all, I'd invite you to share what I had, in the hope that you would reciprocate. And if I had nothing? Alice, you must understand. These are not times in which you can always afford to think for too long. I assure you, though you're safe here. Okay, whatever it was. So let's talk about the church first. I don't want to talk to him about Barney directly. I think we have to go through all these choices we get. Do you come here often? To the church, I mean? I'm here quite a lot, yes. Have been for a while, in fact. Oh, what? Since before it was a weather station? Around the time and learned the same time perhaps, but for me, it's always been both, not one or the other. I worked here for a time. Wow, a religious scientist, huh? I believe the two can coexist. I am no fool, Alice. I don't dispute the systems that have delivered to us all these years of snowfall. I don't believe it to be a punishment from above, as so many do. I believe it is something we have to do our best to cope with. So what, you're trying to turn this place back into a church again? Well, as I say, my belief is that science and spirituality can exist side by side. And sometimes people come and I do what I can. I can watch the snow, I can observe the weather, the way it changes subtly, but substantially enough to make a difference. The temperature, the wind. And when I'm not doing that, I can pray. I can help others who are seeking guidance or just a conversation to pass the lonely hours. For all the mess here, it really is beautiful little building. I have to say, not too grand, just right. It feels homely somehow. I've always thought the same. It's one of the reasons I enjoyed it when my work brought me here. In fact, it always felt homelier than where we were actually housed, a building up the way on the other side of the woods. That building, and this place too, have seen some nasty things in their time. But then, it's all about survival, about seeing another day. So, okay, I guess now it's time to talk about Barney maybe, before we talk about the weather. Or, no, he said he was something like a scientist. Maybe he knows what all this weather here is about, why it's snowing all the time. I guess we could talk about the weather. It sounds like the biggest cliche in the world, and I suppose it's pretty apt. Unlike many, I never tire of talking about the weather. How did this happen? How could we have missed it? For all the technological know-how that we have, and for all the scientific advancements that we've made, there are still things we miss. In fact, the weather has always moved in mysterious ways. Humanity used to believe it was sent from a higher power in order to praise or punish us. Today we know otherwise, but in many ways it's almost like a god in itself. It has the power to give life and to take it away. It's funny to think, isn't it, that some parts of the world are uninhabitable because it's too hot. At least I assume that's still the case. Yes, as far as I know. Acres of blistering desert, so parched that nothing can survive. I suppose we have it lucky. Luck isn't a word I'd use right now. My son, he's... Go on. He's sick. Like, really sick. He needs medication so badly, but at this stage I don't even know if it would help, and I mean... You don't have any, do you? He's so unwell. Do you know where I can find some medication? You must. You help people, right? That's what you do. Right? Alice, I'm very sorry, but I don't think anyone has seen any kind of medication for months now. And if you could source any, where do you think you would be? Simply lying around on the floor for anyone to pick up? The gangs have monopolized it. You pay hundreds for a single pill. No one has that sort of money. Well, quite. Oh, who am I kidding? It's hopeless. He's going to die. He's already dying. What am I going to do? We are all each other has, and he's in so much pain, you can tell. He can't move, he can't speak, all he does is sleep or moan in agony. He can't take it anymore, but then, what would I do without him? Surely, though, you've coped with loss before. What the fuck? This is different. This is my son. How old is your child, Alice? He's 5. Huh? Why do you laugh? If he were here, if he could speak, he'd be telling me of right now 5.5, he'd say. Nah. Children and their pedantry, especially when it comes to months and on their age. So he's 5.5. Is he aware of what's going on, or rather, was he, before he became unwell? Barely, or maybe, I don't know. He must have had an idea, but I always tried to protect him from the world. He was born into a world that was rapidly going to shit. By the time he could form the memories, everything was completely fucked. He barely remembers his dad. For most of his life, we either lived in a horrible, dirty shelter or we were homeless. I often wish I'd never brought him into this world. Hell, I've even wished I could take him out of it. No, I can't think like that. Can I? It's natural for a mother to want to protect her child, even if it would mean doing something unthinkable. No one can tell you how to deal with this, Alice. It's one of those things in life that you must work out for yourself. But, and I know you don't believe, and I am not pressuring you to do so. I know that God will help us make the right choices. Actually, I'd better go. I'm sorry. I need to get out of here. Very well. Tell me, if you do not wish to speak with God, is there anyone you could speak with? Since Barney got sick, no, there's no one. Except my partner, I suppose. Barney made me talk to a grave a while ago. It's not even his. Barney doesn't know that, but I just wanted to help. And did it? Did it what? Help. Him? Probably. Me? Actually, I don't know. You know what? Maybe it did. Perhaps you should talk to your partner now. I'm a firm believer in the value of family. Your partner will always be the person from whom to seek guidance. Maybe you're right. Thank you. You're very welcome. Alice. Yeah? I am not here to tell you what to believe. We have free will for a reason. and your views are just as valid as mine or anyone else's. You should always follow those beliefs. However, I hope you may take some solace in the knowledge that I will be praying for you. And I do believe, even if things seem bleak or if they become unfathomably hard to handle, that there is someone looking out for you, someone guiding the way. I wish you the very best of luck. Ooh. Okay, now we're at the grave. Hey. Christ, I feel stupid. It's not even you down there. I don't know if you even got a proper fucking burial. I'm sorry, we couldn't exactly stick around. I don't know who's really down there. This whole place is full of unmarked graves. I suppose it doesn't matter. So we got some new things to talk about. I'm really interested how this game's gonna end now. So let's talk about Mark. I miss you so fucking much. Not a day goes by when I don't. Why did you have to be so goddamn brave? Why did you have to go and do the right thing? Why can't it have rubbed it off on me? If you were here right now, you'd put your arm around me and tell me your plan. You knew what to do, you always did. Hell, if you were here right now, maybe this wouldn't have happened at all. Barney wouldn't be sick, we wouldn't be stuck here in the middle of this fucking power play between God, you know. This is all your goddamn fault, you know. You always had things sorted, always knew the best way forward. The world no longer has a place for people like you, Mark. It's all just chaos these days. Maybe it's better you're not around to see it. Whew, damn it. This is gonna be a really hard time now for Alice, for Barney. For Barney especially. But I start really, understanding how Alice feels, what she wanted to tell Richard in that elevator here. So let's go on. Let's talk about ourselves. I should never have been a mother, should I? You always said to me, Alice, it will be fine once he comes along. Stop fretting. Well, that turned out well, didn't it? You couldn't make this up. You were always my rock, always telling me everything was going to be alright. That I'd do okay, that I'd be a good mother. And you know what's the worst part? The worst goddamn part of all this? I know exactly what you'd say if you were here. You'd tell me I'm stronger than I think, that I don't give myself enough credit, that I'm far too hard on myself. You always did that. Looks like I finally proved you wrong, huh? It doesn't feel like a victory at all. Mark, your son is sick. Really, really sick. I tried to help him. Christ, I fucking tried, and I'm sure some of this is my fault. But look at it. Look at the state of this fucking world. If I hadn't been Nymoria, I'd have been something else. I found medicine, but it was no good. The only people around for miles are mercenaries and murderers. There's nobody left to turn to. He's suffering, Mark, and I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I can't stand to see him go through this. Do you remember? Early in our relationship, my depression came back. I was going to take my own life. You came over unexpectedly that night and found me there, pills in hand. Do you remember what you made me promise? That no matter what, I'd never give up on myself again? That I'd keep living for you, for myself? For the first time in years, I feel like breaking that promise. But then I remember your face that night. I remember how I broke your heart, and I can't. And then I look at Barney and I see that special, amazing, wonderful life that we created together. And I look at him now and he's suffering, Mark. And he's not going to stop suffering. I don't know what I can do to stop it. You'd know. You always knew. What the hell should I do? I don't know what to do. What do I do? Answer me, you fucker! Answer me! So, this is how it is. This is how it ends. Okay, what's gonna happen now? Alice, what? Barney? Barney, how are you feeling, sweetie? Good. Oh God, oh Christ. Barney, sweetheart, you're mommy's brave, fierce lion. You've made me happier than anything else in this world. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry we brought you into this hell. You deserved better, Barney. We all did. Barney, I love you very, very much. Oh my God. Oh my God. Damn. Damn. Okay. I guess I will now end this episode at this point. I think I'm gonna need a break, a little break. I don't know how long the rest of the game's gonna be because I think we are right at the end. Oh, come on. I'll give it another few minutes. Maybe I will just cut the game, this episode into two if it is too long in the end. So let's have a look a little bit. I will just put back my watch to start so I know when we are. And let's see. Alice, I am so sorry. It's okay. I've had a long time to come to terms with it. But maybe you understand now why I've lost hope. I understand. And I'm sorry. Again. I've come so far though. Alice. Ha! I guess the least I can do is make sure you don't screw up getting us out of here. Ooh, wow. This is not how I remember it. Oh, okay, good. We got some other stuff to do here. And here, ooh, something's on the exit door. But I guess we will do this in the next episode at all, because we have here quite a lot to do, I think. So let's have a look. See you in the next episode of Let's Play Richard and Alice. I hope you enjoyed it and see you then. Bye bye.